This week on CCU TV,
reminisce in some cherished CCU Christmas traditions.
Hear what some of your peers will be doing over Christmas break.
And find out who our Cougar Spotlight is this week.
Hi, I'm Haley Novacek.
And I'm Jared Cummings.
Thank you for joining us on our last broadcast of the semester.
It's been a long 4 months, but we finally made it to Christmas break. Welcome to CCU TV. I'm Jared Cummings.
And I'm Haley Novacek. Thank you for joining us on our last broadcast of the semester.
It's been a long 4 months, but we finally made it to Christmas break.
Last Wednesday, our Cougar Athletic Department hosted Midnight Madness for the student body. Midnight Madness consisted of the men's and women's basketball teams hosting a prep rally for the student body. In this event, new chants were learned and taught for the season of basketball that just started. Many students won prizes, such as Starbucks gift cards, an airline voucher, and even a new GoPro. Students were pumped and enjoyed the games that were being played. Be sure to make it out to our sports games coming up where our cheerleaders and mascot bring the Cougar spirit.
As CCU students migrate home for winter break, the Canadian geese are moving in. Here are some fun facts about our feathered frenemies. Did you know that Canada geese reside in every contiguous state at some time of the year or another? In Colorado, they are found all year round. There are 11 subspecies of the Canada goose, but the 4 smallest are also called the cackling goose. Lastly, the oldest wild Canada goose was a 33-year-old female goose in Ontario. It is good to know that while we are away, the geese are at play.
Unfortunately, there is not much play going around here on campus, for it is finals time. CCU students studied diligently for winter finals, and we hope everyone did well on them. The week leading up to finals, as well as finals week itself, was filled with many CCU students studying around campus in Leprino, the library, and the student center. This is a very different time of the year for students with the pressure of passing classes with good grades. The feel around campus is a stressful atmosphere as well as a hardworking one. Finals are a strenuous time for students here at CCU, and we pray for all of you to perform well and receive good grades.
Speaking of receiving, 'tis the season for gift giving. Maya is in the field getting your thoughts on Christmas break.
Christmas is right around the corner, and CCU TV went around to ask students what their favorite thing is about Christmas. The spirit of Christmas is permeated the campus. From Christmas tree decorations in Leprino, everyone is so excited. Okay, what is your favorite thing about Christmas?
I love the hope that it brings, and the fact that it brings everybody to expecting some things. And know, as a Christian, it's more of the hope that Jesus brings. But it's still kind of fun to know that everyone is expecting something. But I definitely value the hope and joy that this season brings.
I think my favorite thing would just be getting to spend time with family as a person who lives out of state, like getting to go back home for those couple weeks or however long is really valuable and cherished.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
I think I would say probably either like the decorations or the music. I'm a really big fan of that.
Yeah.
Presents and Santa.
Hot chocolate.
What is your favorite thing about Christmas?
Christmas break.
Christmas Eve candlelight service.
My favorite thing about Christmas has to be just getting the family together, decorating the house. I'm in charge of the lights for all the rails. My dad does the tree. I can't handle that. I top it all down. But yeah, just having the family together.
Thank you for your insight. Christmas is certainly magical and exciting. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Maya Goodyear in Lakewood with CCU TV.
Our school has been nominated as one of the best four-year colleges for adult learners in the Washington Monthly 2016. Our College of Adult and Graduate Studies was recognized for its education, high post-graduation employment rates, and convenient online access. This is a big deal for the university, and we want to thank everyone for making it a reality.
Well done, CCU. Upon returning to campus, CCU will host the annual World Changers competition. Every year, incoming freshmen compete to receive the full tuition World Changers Scholarship. Competitors submit a professional portfolio with essays, recommendation letters, an academic resume, and are interviewed one-on-one by CCU staff. At the end, only 3 students are selected for the life-changing scholarship. Be sure to welcome our World Changer participants and enjoy a free John Chris comedy show on January 19th. Nothing like 120 new previews to start off the spring semester.
Well, at least the cat food's going to be pretty good. But before they arrive, you won't want to miss All Campus Communion on January 15th at 7 p.m. in the Event Center. All students are invited to a fun night of praise and worship, followed by taking communion as an entire student body.
Speaking of campus events, soon after you return, Residence Life staff will conduct an RA info meeting for students interested in applying for the RA position. If you feel called to become an RA or just want to get information on eligibility, stop by Leprino Hall, room 170 at 6 p.m. on January 17th. Res Life has done such a great job with choosing RAs. If you cannot make the meeting, contact Kira Stratting at klstratting@ccu.edu.
Speaking of leaders on campus, despite being a small school, few students at CCU are as universally recognized as the chapel team leader. This week, I took a behind-the-scenes look to see what life is like for Daisha March off the stage. While most CCU students might not recognize the United States Treasury Secretary, few would fail to recognize Daisha March, who serves as Student Director of Chapel and is a worship team leader. CCU is blessed to have numerous student leaders overseeing campus life, like Senate President Michael Lucero, Intramural Director Davis Crawford, and Student Director of Discipleship Sam Hardy. Nevertheless, amongst these leaders, none are in the spotlight more than Daisha, a position which comes with lots of pressure and responsibility.
I think I do enjoy it. I used to not enjoy it at all because when I first started leading worship, I was terrified and I would shake a lot on stage. People off stage, it was very apparent to them that I was scared out of my mind, and I didn't know really what I was doing, but I had about 5 years of worship leading experience before I came to CCU, and so walking into it, I knew that that's exactly what I wanted to do, and I was already comfortable being on stage and in front of people, and so as time progressed, I got very comfortable in that position. Granted, I would still say that speaking and singing in front of people are two very different things. Singing is a lot more comfortable for me, and I still have to kind of plan my prayers sometimes.
While most of us would dread being on stage, Daisha isn't frightened because it is something she feels called to do.
Well, when I was really little, I had always wanted to lead worship because my dad was a worship leader at my church, and so I always wanted to be like my dad because he's a huge inspiration for everything I do in life. And so I, probably in middle school, I asked my dad, how old do I have to be on the worship team? And he told me 8th grade, so I patiently waited until I turned 13. And ever since then, I was involved in worship to some regard. I was on almost every week for my youth group, ended up taking over the youth group team, got into Sunday morning stuff, started leading Sunday mornings. And throughout that whole progression of time, having been leading worship or participating in it for about 5 years before I came to CCU, I had gotten so much affirmation and confirmation of the calling that I had to lead worship. And so coming into CCU, I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do and what the Lord was calling me to do.
Philippians 4:13 states, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And Christ is certainly the strength of Daisha's stage presence and her heart for worship. If you're interested in getting involved in the chapel team, she is the perfect person to reach out to. You can see her email below. I'm Jared Cummings in Lakewood, CCU TV. The spotlight can be both a blessing and a curse. Many kudos to Daisha for weathering the pressures associated with being on stage leading worship and serving our community.
And now for your last sports update of the semester. The men's basketball team will be heading off to Colorado Springs this weekend to start off their Christmas break, playing against UCCS at 7 p.m. on December 16th. They will be back in the Denver area at Metro State, playing at 7 p.m. on December 17th. If you're still in town, drive on over there to support your boys. The women's basketball team will be playing tonight up in Greeley, Colorado, competing against the Bears at UNC at 7 p.m. They will head down to Colorado Springs to play against UCCS at 5:30 p.m. on December 16th and will also be in the Denver area playing Metro at 5 p.m. on December 17th. There are also some live stats on the CCU Athletics website for both of our basketball teams, so if you can't make it, you can at least support them by watching online. Good luck to both the basketball teams as they start strong in their seasons.
Speaking of seasons, the 2016 election is over, and now the country is transitioning for a new presidency. Ellen is in studio with an update on Trump's cabinet selections.
I'm Ellen Densmore, here with a bit of political reflection and analysis. Welcome to Something Political. In every sense, 2016 has been one of the most interesting political years of the century, and now it's almost over. This time last year, we were in the middle of a heated primary season, looking forward to the last few debates before votes would be cast. Donald Trump was rising to the top of the GOP field, but many, myself included, still thought he could never be nominated, let alone elected. Stranger yet, it looked, for a moment at least, like the Democrat Party might nominate an overt socialist. Now, we're on the other side of a gruesome campaign season, and despite the short-lived #NotMyPresident movement, Donald Trump will become our president in less than a month. Despite the countless question marks still on the table, we are starting to get a pretty good idea of what his administration will look like based on the cabinet picks he has made thus far. General James Mattis, known as Mad Dog, is a former senior military officer. He will become Defense Secretary if Congress bypasses the federal law stating that Secretaries of Defense cannot have been active duty within the past 7 years. Betsy DeVos, a conservative activist who favors school choice, will be Secretary of Education. Congressman Tom Price, a fierce critic of Obamacare, will be Secretary of Health and Human Services. Dr. Ben Carson has been selected as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Most of the other cabinet positions are still up in the air, with particular contention surrounding the Secretary of State. Former Never-Trumper Mitt Romney is on the list, along with former New York Mayor and top Trump advisor Rudy Giuliani, and General David Petraeus, who mishandled classified information when he was director of the CIA. Pay attention as the president-elect continues to make appointments that will shape American politics for the next 4 years. 2016 was quite a ride, but if you ask me, I'd say we're nearing the top of another big drop on the roller coaster that is American and world politics. It could be a ton of fun or a nightmare. Only time will tell. I'm Ellen Densmore with Something Political. See you in 2017.
Thanks, Ellen. We will keep you posted for Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20th, 2017. This concludes Season 4 of CCU TV. I'm Jared Cummings.
And I'm Haley Novacek. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in January.
Thanks for watching.